Don't let yourself get gaslit about the tier list. Oh god, we're gonna do this now. Okay, it's on my Reddit. Okay. Don't let yourself get gaslit about the tier list. I am seeing people make the argument that it wasn't anti-Semitic because actually Mike from PA and Sneeko ended up being on the same tier list as Ethan. Okay, so did you forget about Denim saying there needs to be an even lower Zionist tier for Ethan? Furthermore, the justification for the Sabra tier existing seems to be that Sabra is appropriated or gentrified or westernized hummus. The only reason people call it that is because it is Israeli, since the idea is Israel is appropriating Arab cuisine, ignoring that Jews have lived in Arab majority countries since forever, so hummus has obviously also been part of their cuisine. So even the justification turns out to be anti-Semitic, even when you look at where it actually comes from. This is my position, okay? Just so you guys know. And I'm going to address this once more because several people, it seems to be, several wankers have gotten really disproportionately fucking mad at me for what I said yesterday. And I'm going to explain why you're all wrong, okay? And why I'm correct. So, TLDR, this is what happened. A bunch of Twitch streamers, radical left, of the radical left, terror supporters, at least some of them, if not all, have done this tier list as part of their stupid little streamer panel Twitch show. They did a little tier list, fun and games for people that are in their spheres, usually their friends, not all of them though, because Ethan Klein's there. And the tier list goes from Arab to Arab coded to asks perms to thinks it's a slur to loves Sabra. Okay. There are two explanations of what's going on here. Hello, Dan. Thanks for the sub. I really appreciate it. There are two. I'm going to bring Dan's involved in this as well. So, all right. There are two explanations for what's happening here. Okay. One is this one. Okay. This one, the one we just read. The explanation is that within leftist discourse, particularly Western leftist discourse, particularly North American leftist discourse, is the idea that Sabra hummus, this mass-produced Israeli hummus in North America, is bad hummus. It's like, it's mid, it's bad texture, bad taste, bad everything. And the reason that they'll say it's bad is because it's Israeli. The idea is that Israelis are not indigenous to the region. They're white European colonizers, etc., etc. They came to the Middle East and they saw Arabs eating hummus. And then they said, oh, how quaint, the chickpeas, it's like they've chewed it up for me. It's like stoner food. So they like that. And then they grab the machine gun and they kill all the Arabs and they steal the chickpeas and the tahini and they throw it into a cement mixer and produce some mass-produced trash for white people who don't know any better. Okay? This is bullshit. Okay? Because we have a different version of Sabra hummus in the UK that's produced in Israel. The fact is that brand hummus is never going to be as good as what you would get in a hummus place in the Middle East or in a restaurant or homemade, because it's like any other food. That's usually the case, right? So Sabra hummus is about as good as any other mass-produced hummus. For mass-produced hummus, you're not going to get much better than Sabra, okay? And people who say otherwise are being idiots. They're being incredibly ignorant, and they're also being quite bigoted. It doesn't even make sense to suggest that Israelis would make worse hummus because they're not indigenous to the region, because the majority of Israeli Jews are non-white. They're from the Middle East, okay? They have been making and eating hummus for centuries, okay? They are of the Arab world, okay? So it's not surprising that Israeli Jews eat Middle Eastern food, because most Israeli Jews are from the Middle East. Okay? Anyway, that's my explanation, okay? It is fairly anti-Semitic. It suggests that Israeli Jews have no place in the region. It is ignorant because it ignores the fact that obviously Israeli Jews would be expected to make hummus about as well as any Arab because they are from the same part of the world. And it's also just like, there's this general... there's a stupid little thing in the Middle East where every Middle Eastern country, because the borders are fairly new, they're from this century, but every Middle Eastern country will say that they invented every Middle Eastern food, right? Every Lebanese person thinks that the Lebanese invented hummus, tahini, fucking za'atar, kibbeh, falafel, labneh, vine leaves that are stuffed, tabbouleh, chicken shish, lamb shish, shawarma. They all, yeah. And then the Syrians think about the same thing as for them. Okay, it's just, whatever. It's dumb. Okay, but this stupid exception that people make for Israelis because they're different is a problem. Okay, it's very bad. Okay, now imagine some people who don't hold that position might say that they're against Sabra hummus because Sabra has famously in the past, and I think they still do in a way, is they contribute to the IDF. They help with giving, they donate food to soldiers. I think they took it off their website in 2010, but there's apparently like evidence that they still do it in some way or another. So they do that a little bit. And if you want to attack them for that, whatever, that's your God-given right. I don't agree with it, but that's your right. But that's not why these guys don't like Sabra. They constantly talk about how much they hate the hummus. And they're saying that because you can't ever admit, you're not allowed to admit that Israelis can produce hummus as well as Arabs. You're not allowed to do that. It's illegal, okay? So that's why. And the thing, and performatively pretending to hate Sabra hummus more than you actually do is like a virtue signal for anti-Zionist, like Western, usually for Western like diaspora. That's where I usually hear it, okay? I think I'm maybe stumbled upon interesting proof of this because there's this video on Food Beast where a bunch of Arabs, diaspora, blind test hummus brands in America. And Frogan's one of them, okay? So these guys are Middle Eastern diaspora, okay? And they go through, Trader Joe's, Sabra, Capri's Mum, Little Sesame, Costco, Hope. Okay, but they get to the end. And what's interesting is they rated Sabra quite low, okay? But this is them at the end figuring out which one is which.
What do you guys think was number 7?
That's Sabra.
You think this is Sabra?
I
don't know if that's Sabra.
I don't think it's Sabra
I don't
either.
think it's Sabra.
The color.
No. The roasted pepper color is that color, but the regular Sabra I think is this.
No f***ing way it's at 3.
7th on the list of definitive hummus brands.
If my mom's like, go to jail, dude.
Notice how you have 4 Arabs on the table. 3 of them didn't know which one Sabra was. Only Frogan knew. And I think Frogan knew because Frogan is so anti-Zionist. I think she's anti-Semitic. That it seems that a strangely important part of her identity is hating Sabra. She eats Sabra, or she knew that she was going to do this event, so she prepared herself. And you have to hate Sabra, right? So you look at them eating
That was
Sabra.
at Costco, came out of nowhere.
Oh, that looks dry.
What the hell is
I don't
that?
wanna mess up that.
It's a little crunchy on the sides. Why is it old? Oh my god.
That is thick. That's like toothpaste.
This is Sabra. It tastes like it says
Sabra.
that this is Sabra.
I can-
This is
I can-
100%
it smells
Sabra.
like it.
This is the worst one we've had. Oh my god, it's so bad.
See, it's weird because later on they thought they tasted something worse, I guess, because they said that at the end that Sabra wasn't the bottom list. So I guess they thought something was worse had come along. But you notice how it's a very important part of Frogan's identity to performatively hate Sabra. But then obviously at the end,
I don't know if that's Sabra.
I
do
don't
you think
think
she practiced this at home? Maybe.
it's Sabra either.
If I knew, listen, if you were a Middle Eastern person and you knew that you were going to a hummus blind test, yeah, you'd probably want to train yourself to spot the Israeli one.
Sabra.
The color.
No. The roasted pepper color is that color, but the regular Sabra I think is this.
No f***ing way it's at 3.
7th on the list of
See,
definitive.
that's it. The other, by the end of it, the other 3 didn't actually think that one was Sabra. So, yeah, almost as if the performative dislike of Sabra over other mass-produced hummus is bullshit. It's like a virtue signal. It's just an I hate Israel virtue signal. And that is a virtue signal for saying that I really don't think Israeli Jews could ever do hummus, like Middle Eastern food, as well as the Arabs. Anyway, so this is actually the true take, okay? This here is the true take. This is the right take, okay? This, however, it seems to have been challenged by this one over here, which is the suggestion that actually what they're doing here is utilizing another definition of Sabra, one that is more understood by Israelis and Jews, which is that Sabra also is the word for Jew who was born in Israel. That's its original meaning. Came from around the 30s, I think. It means Jew who was born in Israel. And now you have people thinking that they intentionally used Sabra hummus just so they could squeeze in the word Sabra to say that, to quietly say, listen, we're actually doing an Arab to Jew rating. And let's just say, okay, I think that's bullshit. I don't think you can prove that. I think also, based on my experience with left-wing anti-Israel people, most people who are left-wing and Western and anti-Israel don't know what the fuck Sabra means. They just think about the hummus because that's it. Yo, boycott Sabra. Everyone sees it in the shops. They talk about boycotting it. That's it. Okay, that's it. I don't think they knew what Sabra means. And people are making all these stupid arguments like, oh, if you Google Sabra, the first thing that comes up is the definition of Jew born in Israel. Bro, you think these people are Googling shit? Why? I knew about Sabra hummus since about 2010. I was like, oh, you should boycott that because the IDF, not once in those 10 or 14 years did I ever Google the word Sabra. Why would I? Like, why? I just thought Sabra, that's the hummus that Israel bad IDF. That's all I thought. Okay, I didn't learn what Sabra actually meant until like last year. And then even yesterday, I was like, had to jog my memory for a second. Like I'd forgotten. So, okay. Doesn't stop them from being anti-Semitic though, by the way. This is anti-Semitic. It's just that, let's assume then that they actually did do this intentionally whilst they were quietly thinking they were talking about fucking Sabra equals Jew. Dan wants to talk. That's fine. I'll talk in a minute. Is he in my Discord? Anyway, let's say that they intentionally chose this, okay? Because they wanted to imply Jew born in Israel. Why would that be the argument you would make? I thought the whole thing about dog whistling was that dog whistling is supposed to make you look crazy, right? Dog whistling is supposed to make you look like the irrational one. So even if that's the thing you would call out, why wouldn't you just point to the thing that they're actually saying? Because the thing that they're saying is incredibly anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic for what they're saying on its face. They're openly saying that they think Sabra is bad because Israeli Jews can't make hummus as well as Arabs because they're alien to the region. Just take that on its face. Hey, sorry, Dan. Hi. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
It's okay. I'm irrationally triggered by this, but I was about to come up to the second part of the presentation, but...
Which is Dan being like a renowned Jewish activist now? I don't know how the fuck that happened.
It was just an example of your tweet and the replies.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what's crazy? So I think now I can say this is... I'm still going to say 99% true because I'm just, it's the inner lawyer in me. I believe this to be true, allegedly, but I feel like it's 100% at this point from everything I've confirmed. Twitch banned Israel from creating new accounts at the end of, at the start of November 2023. It's a fact. And if you're in Israel right now, you can't create an account.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I got DMs about that as well. I was actually going to do that just after this. So is it okay if I very quickly finish my hummus presentation and we could talk about that?
I just want to say, Sabra hummus is not bad. It's pretty good.
No,
okay.
It's at least as good as any other, even Middle Eastern brand hummus. Like as far as brand hummus goes, like it's about as good. It's fine.
I don't know what they're complaining. Like I've been to Israel and I had the hummus there that was made. Like that was better, but like they're acting like this is. I don't even know an example of doing what this is.
All of it is bad. All of it is bad.
What's an example of?
I want to tell you a hack, Loner, about Sabra hummus, which is...
it's like they're saying like, it's like the Franzia of wine compared to Chateau 1950. Like, okay, whatever. Anyways, finish your shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know what harif is, Loner? Okay, so do you know the red hot sauce with like little simsim in it? Like, it's like a hot sauce that they put in hummus. there is a Sabra brand one that they sell with the hot sauce in it itself.
Mhm.
That one makes it a lot more edible. I can actually eat that one.
Yeah, I've heard people sing the praises of that. Actually, I didn't know that there is Sabra in the UK, but it's a completely different company. It's a different Israeli company. So, but the one in the UK it destroys any store brand hummus. Like even the like Sainsbury's or Asda Premium, it's still shit compared to Sabra here. So
Yeah, no.
as far as store brand, the best thing you're getting is Sabra, but it's different from
Also,
the American
I've
one.
been in the UK and I had your hummus and it tastes disgusting.
It's minging, yeah.
It's fucking gross.
It's a good thing we have authentic Middle Eastern import from Israel to counterweight it. Okay, the problem I have with insisting on this line of argument was to assume that they were intentionally implying the literal meaning of Sabra, which means Jew born in Israel, is I looked at Dan tweeting that argument, and all the responses are the exact responses you would get from a dog whistle, right? People going, bro, it's just a shitty hummus brand. Stop trying to twist this propaganda. Or like this person, oh, so dishonest. Watch the VOD. They're literally talking about hummus. Frogan has the easiest way out. She won't take it. Just admit you didn't know the double meaning of Sabra. And okay, so like that I think is an accurate representation of like the dissent against like this tweet, right? However, I thought my approach would be to say what they're actually doing here is they are virtue signaling, and they're saying that they're pretending there's something exceptionally wrong with Sabra because they're just trying to say that Israelis don't belong in the region. And then that's how you get people to mask the fuck off. Because my replies are full of fucking cunts saying, yeah, Israelis don't belong in Palestine. Israel's fake, sorry. Oh, Israelis don't belong in the region though. Israelis don't belong in the region. Israelis don't belong in the region. And now I've just got a bunch of fucking retards who have admitted both their ignorance and their anti-Semitism. So, yeah, I don't know. That's all I was trying to say yesterday, and I lost my shit over it. But okay, on a slightly more important note, apparently Twitch has definitely banned Israel.
Okay, yeah, I just tried to sign up and it didn't let me.
Okay. Yeah, we had someone else try it earlier. Yeah, Dan, you were saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure. This seems kind of crazy to do, to ban all of Israel from creating a new account. So I'm not sure what to say. You know how like Steve was saying before, like he doesn't think like the staff's anti-Semitic. They don't actually hate Jews. It's just cool. Like that's the culture. It's like, yeah, Palestine flag. Yeah, fuck Israel, etc. I think when you start doing some stuff like this, I think it crosses over and you're, I think it crosses over. I think you actually become an anti-Semite. I
think that was confirmed when they unbanned Sneako and Fresh and Fit, because you can hide your anti-Semitism or not even be aware of your anti-Semitism if you're a far leftist. Like I know this. Like I used to be one of them. Okay, it's very understandable for far leftists to not know how their arguments are anti-Semitic. Even Hassan will say that Sneako, Fresh and Fit, and all that are anti-Semitic. Like they'll all admit that. That's where I think it's like it's more than just a naive lefty sympathy, disinformation, whatever. Like that, you have to be like an open Jew hater to think that the rhetoric of Fresh and Fit and Sneako is acceptable on Twitch. Yeah.
The thing is that was kind of crazy for them. So first off, I want to preface this by saying that I'm for consistency, not for safe spaces. So I don't even think that Fresh and Fit and Hassan and whoever, I don't think that they should be banned. They probably shouldn't. Like, the one stupid thing Elon said that's actually kind of smart is like freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. I'm kind of for that. The big problem I have is that it's not applied to any of these people that are in the Cool Club. And that's the issue. That's why we're here, right? If they had a consistent method of handling this, it would be fine. Like if they're like, hey, if you break the rules, you're fucked. That's it. It doesn't matter if you're a big boy or a small boy. You get fucked. You're not allowed to say that veterans should get PTSD. It doesn't matter if you're the top creator or the worst creator, because people see the top creators do it and they're like, oh, I can do it too. It spreads. It's like a cancer. So I would be okay with not canceling anyone. That's fine. But you got to choose. Either you're going to go in there and you're going to enforce your TOS and you're going to remove people from the platform that break the rules, or you're not. But what you don't get to do is do it for everyone except for fucking Jews. So fuck Twitch.
Agreed. So, Lorna, the thing about the signing up thing, should we get someone from the West Bank to test if they also can't sign up?
If
I'm
you
pretty
can
sure
do
that
that,
they-
that would be very interesting because obviously, like, you're Palestinian, so is Bambino, and they
Yeah,
both
but
couldn't
I'm-
make accounts either,
but
right?
I'm-
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised. I wouldn't be
But I'm on
surprised if it was
Israeli-
banned also.
But I'm on
It-
Israeli bandwidth network.
Exactly.
IP,
So they're going to say, not only did we ban Israel, we also banned Gaza. And it's like, okay, yeah. How much? What's the? Can you give me the breakdown of Israelis to non-Israelis that got banned as a result of this? It's so fucking stupid. You know
Okay,
the funniest part? The funniest part. Hold on. You know what country wasn't fucking banned? Obviously, fucking Yemen. Because the
Yeah.
Houthi kid was streaming yesterday. The fucking terrorist. But ban Israel though.
Wow, you want to take away Twitch access from genocidees, Dan?
I can't. From
What,
I don't
what
even
did
know what to say.
Hassan compare him to again? Did
Han
Hassan
Frank.
compare? Okay.
So the way that this has been confirmed apparently is that people get they try to make an account, they're not allowed to, and then they inspect Element to see what the error code is, and the error code is blocked country
Well,
IP,
country
right?
IP. So that's why I was asking about the West Bank, because the West Bank, generally most areas would have a different IP. It would have a different country IP.
hmm Well, yeah, because when you
but-
go in with your phone and you go into the West Bank, you get a text that says, "Welcome to the state of Palestine."
Yeah, so it's a different country IP, and I'm not sure about Gaza. I don't know how Gaza works. Never been there. The West Bank, though, yeah, it counts as a different country IP. That's why I'm curious about them. For me and Bambino, we have Israeli country IP, so that like it doesn't matter if you're Arab, Jew, Druze, whatever the fuck. If you live in Israel, you're probably blocked from signing up to Twitch, even if you're just there temporarily.
Is there anything missing from this part of the story though, Dan? Because apparently some people were saying it might be that there was like a DDoS attack and they closed it down as
No.
a precaution, or
No.
Okay.
No. I can't say too much without revealing anything, and I don't want to say too much, but I can confirm that the line of code that is there, it's not for anything else. It's for, I mean, actually, you know what? Let me take that back. I allegedly understand from what I know, and this is my opinion, it may not be true, but I think that there might be a line of code, if I had to guess of how Twitch did things, that just bans Israel, flat out. And it's not because of bots, it's not because of VPNs, it just happened at the start of November 2023, and that's it. You can't create new accounts from the area anymore, and that's it. But you can create new accounts in Yemen, no problem there. You know, I reported our little Houthi terrorist streamer. I
Yeah.
reported him, by the way, yesterday. He shows his face on stream, by the way. I reported it. His channel is still active and live in good standing right now, by the way. There's a video where you can see his face from 41 minutes ago, by the way, where he's answering fucking questions.
What rule did it break for him to get banned?
Being a fucking terrorist. It's a U.S. designated terrorist organization.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That would be the. I mean, do we want to let Osama? I mean,
That would be pretty
him?
cool, actually.
right?
Hold on. Be funny.
I don't know. Let's get fucking like Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi or whatever up on here too. Whoever the fuck else is left from ISIS, I don't know. Let's do it.
I feel
Are you
bad
just
because
repeating
I
a name
know,
you heard from Trump?
Trump. No, what about him?
No, al-Baghdadi, Abu
Oh.
Bakr. I thought he was just repeating a name he heard.
You know
from
the funniest part is everyone running fucking cover for this kid, the Yemeni fucking Houthi dipshit. The
Yeah.
funniest part. Do you think like I understand it's a shit show country, but there's still some level of not like org chart. There's an org chart. And let me tell you, okay, the people that get to go be with the hostages, it's not the fucking civilians that like fucking work at the nursery or the supermarket. The people that get to go up next to the fucking hostages, they got a name for them. Fucking hostage takers.
Yeah. That's the
Didn't he
kill
film
shot
himself
question
on-
is how the fuck did he get access to the hostages? Like there's no way. You
Oh,
get
it's
to hang
like
out with
chill,
the
bro.
hostages,
Like,
yeah.
oh, it's like they're just eating cots, and they let anyone come in. Like, they can come and go whenever they want, except for this one whose face is all beat to shit.
I don't even-
That guy, he's got to stay, but he's having a great time.
I don't even get the defense because, like, even if he's not like an actual soldier, then he's still a sympathizer. He's still a propagandist for them. Like, even in the best case scenario, he's like a fucking Houthi mouthpiece.
Okay,
And,
so my 2 cents here, and please don't take this the wrong way, but Yemen is very, and I mean very fucked up. Like, now I have not managed to confirm it to the extreme, but from what I heard and seen, the ship, the Galaxy, was actually turned into some sort of a tourist attraction. So, like, there were people going and leaving from there for a while. Not certain about its what they are doing now with it, but like for a while it was some sort of tourist attraction in the area. Also, I have noticed like there was this video on Twitter of him where basically the translation was saying, "Oh, I'm a Houthi," and no, and that was not really what he was saying, because he could not actually understand what he was being told. So he was asking, "Oh, are you asking about Houthis? Oh, are you asking about Yemen? Yeah, Yemen has Houthis." And
Yeah, no,
So-
I know the clip you're talking about. Yes, that's not him admitting to being a Houthi. But however, there is. So the last thing you said,
I'm not saying he
there-
is definitely not. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah. There
he's
might
definitely
be-
connected. We don't know to which degree, but
I've seen.
at the end
So
of the day,
I've
we
seen
don't
evidence.
really know much.
I've seen evidence that there were tours of the boat. Right. That's not the question, though. Getting to go on a boat that's been impounded, whatever, like if it's empty, but getting access to the hostages. I don't think the Houthis are stupid enough to just let any random civilian in for fucking $10 to hang out with hostages. Like your sensitive fucking negotiating asset. Like Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I will try to dig it up, but I remember a video of some dude just like hanging out. Like, he's a famous vlogger from there. I'll try to dig it up. But anyways, I agree. It's not really something anyone can do. Like, maybe someone who's famous or anything they might drag in, because that was a very famous vlogger. But this dude, I don't believe he was all that famous at the time. So yeah, I need to.
Yeah, in
This
any
is so
case,
fucking
I honestly don't know
frustrating.
much.
it's like it's all a waste of time though, right? Because like at the end of the day, if he was a Houthi, Hassan, any people, they wouldn't care. Like if they knew he was a soldier and it was all
He
proven,
didn't.
they would not give a fuck. They'd be happy with it.
This is it's pointless because there's clips of him saying, "Are we about to introduce or interview a fucking Houthi freedom fighter?" Yes, yes, Queen, soy. Like, it doesn't matter. There's clips of him saying it. There's clips of the fucking dude saying it. There's clips of him in fatigues doing it. It's just like they don't care. Okay, you know what this is? Twitch is unironically like the Drake no yes meme. It's like, ooh, Israel, no, brother, ew. What's that, brother? No, brother. That's okay, that's Israel. Okay. And then Yemen, it's like that's the shit right there. That's the shit. Let me get some of that fucking terrorist streaming going on my platform. I reported this guy. I said, this guy is a terrorist. This is his previous account. I did that. I did that yesterday. His account is still in good and standing. He was streaming 45 minutes ago.
Honestly, don't take it the wrong way, but I don't know why you're so upset about it. I just like the drama here.
You don't understand why I'm so upset about it? All right, I don't want to be in here if you have fucking retards in here. Lonerbucks.
No,
All right.
I think he's
it's just a
trolling
no. He
Yeah,
is
I understand
trolling
that.
you.
I have enough trolling in my life. I don't need extra trolling. Okay, I'm here for serious conversation because this is a fucking serious issue.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
putting in
like-
a lot of fucking effort.
I mean, the fact is that yesterday I said like, "Oh, Stephen, why don't you try to get like any contacts that you have in the press to talk about this?" And it's like, how? There's no way a fucking mainstream media isn't talking about it if Twitch is banning Israel from fucking making accounts.
I think this is the first anyone actually is going to know about it.
Yeah.
Is today.
So
I remember it being reported.
Oh, sorry,
a few
he's
months ago,
live
but-
right now. The Houthi terrorist is live right now.
Luffy the Houthi is live right now.
Yeah, right now. You can go watch him. Oh my
Sounds
god, PUBG mobile. This guy, I'll say I watched him. He has his recoil control is fucking garbage. I would 10-0 him, guaranteed.
You're accusing this kid of having an Anne Frank aim.
I wouldn't.
What the fuck
That's like
does
so-
that mean?
I don't know, but that's like,
I don't know. I can't
Bad
imagine
to
Anne Frank
say.
had good aim. That would be it's just.
why not?
Are you saying Jews can't aim?
I don't
She
even
was a
know what to
fucking
say to you.
child. Okay, shut up.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Lonerbox is like, I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
It's okay, guys. Don't worry. Oh, where was the what's his link to his Twitch?
R42, R44.
R42, R44.
Luffy. Welcome. I am open broadcast from here now on. Great. Hog.
Yeah, there
No
he is.
shot.
He's
What is Twitch?
Twitch is a terrorist breeding ground now, is what it is. I think I'm gonna go and should I tweet this? Okay, yeah, I think you know what. How do I do this? What's the best way? Tweet. Hold on, let me think about. What do you guys think? Hey everyone, I gotta do it.
He's even got the wrong game listed. It's not PUBG Mobile.
What is it?
It's the One Piece fighting game.
wow, classic propagandist behavior. Do you know what I think? It's the most classic axis of resistance behavior, because you realize the consequences of banning Israel from Twitch means that 2 million Palestinians in Israel can't make fucking Twitch accounts. Isn't that that's the most axis coded thing to do ever, actually, right? Yeah, just to fuck up the Jews, we'll just take like millions of Arabs with us. That's what they.
Just a
yeah.
slight correction. They are Arab Israelis, not Palestinians.
I will
Wow.
literally find you and punch you, Sundown. Shut the fuck up.
Go for it.
Go fucking sell your phone again for cigarettes.
This is like
No, I
Dan
have
Clancy's.
fun.
This is like Dan Clancy's version of the Iranian fucking missile strikes.
I'm typing and I pushed a talk. That's why I'm not doing it. Here's all I got so far. Hey everyone, tune in. Our favorite terrorist is now live. Link to his stream. It's pretty cool that DJ Clancy 999 lets terrorists from Yemen create accounts, but blocks Israel wholesale. I want to add in something about I can't go to Yemen because I'm an analyst. You know the meme? How could I fit that in there?
Because you're an analyst. What do you mean?
God, you're so fucking out of touch with memes, bro.
Sorry.
Do you seriously not know the fucking meme?
Sundown, you're gonna let him bully your dad like that?
Never mind. It's clicked. Okay.
What do you mean by my dad? Because some retard was kicking me out of the channel just earlier, so I was not listening.
Hold on, I have a solution. No, I don't know. What can I say? It's poggers that DJ Clancy lets terrorists from Yemen create accounts, but blocks Israel wholesale entirely. Blocks Israel entirely. Entirely is better than wholesale.
Yeah.
I need an answer. How do I put this meme? How do I fit this meme in? Why am I asking you? I'm the meme god, and you're like a fucking meme baby. You don't even know this meme existed.
Didn't you just cry about us not taking this seriously, and now you're talking
yes,
about
but you know
memes?
what? Memes. You know what? Memes have the effect of getting a post spread more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Memes are part of the information war. Yeah. What's he saying? Is he fucking holding up a laptop with Ethan Klein?
I thank Klein. I thank
Wait,
Klein.
what?
I thank Klein. I thank Klein. I thank Klein.
Oh my
How do I do this?
This guy has some.
That's a
fucking
meme. That's a
violent
funny
tendencies.
meme.
This guy is.
That
like
is a. You can't say that's not a funny meme, Loner.
It's funny that he's allowed on. He's allowed on Twitch, bro. This
It
guy
is
is.
funny.
It's also the violent fantasies. I'm sorry. I know the shoe, whatever, but like that with the Zionist on a
The
spike,
pike?
bro. This guy
Oh,
is a fucking Jew hater. He is a rabid Jew hater. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
he's obviously
And we
been brought
already-
up with the fucking what's it called? The Al Houthis fucking sermons. What's that thing called? Metzarim? Is that what it? No. What the fuck? It's got some
Is,
M.
is that the Houthi version of the elders?
Lazim?
The protocols of elders of
Yeah,
Zion
the
or some
Lazim.
shit?
Yeah. It's their version of Anne Frank's diary. Yeah, where they just go on a 2,000-page screed against the Jews and the Christians and the Americans. Yeah.
Like, okay, well, think about it for a second, Loner. The average person in the Middle East is most likely going to harbor like anti-Semitic like beliefs. Do you think someone
Because
that's
see
okay, Sundowner, you're more anti-Palestinian than you are anti-Jew? It's fine, we know. What's it called? Do you think a guy that grew up with the Houthis is not going to be even more extreme than that?
Yeah, of course they are, because I didn't know that this Malazim, these sermons from Al Houthi, these fucking mental screeds. I haven't even found the worst of them yet. But they distribute this around, like, this is what they use for their indoctrination. This is like their education system. They have a fucking app that's available to people in Houthi territory where they can just like look for, where they can easily search for key areas and shit. It's like, And the stuff that they say in here is like, again, it's nothing. It's not like we hate the Jews because of what they did to the Palestinians. It's like we hate the Jews because it's
We hate the
laid
Jews.
out. It's laid out in the Quran. You know, the Ayatollah has
This
noticed
is
this.
this is unreal.
Okay,
How is
Donald,
this
can
happening?
you scroll back real quickly to the comments? I think I have seen something.
Where?
Like just the comments.
What comments?
It was like no on the book. Like
Oh,
Wait, did he get banned? Or
I
is he
don't
just
know.
like disconnected?
what comments here? Down here,
like scroll down a little bit. There
Yes.
were some comments down there.
further down.
Oh,
Just scroll down a bit. It's
Oh.
just below this.
below the review.
These, the ratings.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, someone said this is a gift from the Quran, Kareem. Oh my god. رائع جدا. Very awesome. Why the fuck did you have to make this? Make him go to the fucking comments.
What else we got here?
I love this.
Okay, why don't you translate? I don't want to translate some of these.
No, it's too unhinged for me to translate.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'm not he's gonna Google translate it anyway.
Fucked up.
A book
Awesome.
that must be with every Muslim
Power.
to know the true Islam.
Yeah.
And I
that's
know
the-
in like
who the fuck
it's
writes
so
this
fucked up
shit?
as well because like when the way that Hassan talks about like I know that Yemen was fucked way before the Houthis came on the scene and everything, but when you look at the grievances, like I thought there would be a bit more about fucking corruption and Saleh and all this shit, but it's like he's just spending the whole fucking time whining that Yemen's not doing enough to fight with Israel, that they're too friendly with the West. Like that's his main grievance. It's I don't know.
Can you explain? Let me ask you this, Bonerbox.
Mm.
Steel man what's going on for me so that it's not anti-Semitism.
From who? Clancy.
From Twitch.
There's
From
no
Clancy
way.
and the,
Okay.
from Clancy and the other. I mean, I do want to be steel man. Is there still a way that they're like, hey guys, sorry about that. We had a rule that went into effect, but now things are like, steel man it to me, please.
I can't. There's no steel man. There's no steel man for the So what's just happened? What we found out about today with the banning plus the fucking letting Sneeko and Fresh and Fit back on. With that, there's no steel man. I can give you a steel man for them supporting people like Hassan and all that shit for like left wing anti-Semitism and how they don't realize that it's anti-Semitic. But do you want to hear that one, or is that
If that was
useless right now?
if it was any other platform than Twitch, like Instagram or TikTok or whatever the fuck, like where you post videos or try to somehow scam people, I can steal mad. But Twitch, I don't see how people can scam people on Twitch because there's like scam centers in Israel for this type of shit.
So I went.
And they do.
Hopefully you can change her mind on Gaza
on.
genocide.
I had a bit of a meltdown about this. Or not really. I was just like a bit obsessed with the whole anti-Semitism shit on the left recently, and I just wrote this little sort of like thing to myself just to make sense of it. What did I write? I think this actually made sense. Where the fuck was it? Okay. I just don't know where to start because it's fairly long. Oh yeah. If you're like a far leftist, okay, and you are learning about the war in Gaza for the last year, and you have chosen to go to left-wing sources to learn about what's happening, you would think Israel is the new fucking Reich, right? You would just think that not because it's Jews or anything like that, but just because every single aspect of Israeli behavior in the world it's exaggerated, it's taken out of context, some of it's just flat out lies, but they believe all of it. Like, you know the trope that, Dan, you ever heard people say that Israel sterilized Ethiopian Jews? You ever heard that?
Oh my God.
No.
Okay, so
You've never heard that?
there was a fucking... So what actually happened?
I got
is-
into politics fucking 2 days ago.
Okay, so what actually happened is that a few years ago, a bunch of Ethiopian Jews were evacuated from Ethiopia during fucking internal conflict, and they were kept in transit centers before they were taken to Israel. Now, in those transit centers, there's a kind of thing that happens where you don't really want people to be giving birth in transit, like in a refugee camp. It's not like it's like when there's lack of resources and all that shit. So what they would do is they would go around and they would offer people contraception to say like, okay, if you're going to be here, it's probably not the best time to get pregnant and all that. But what happened is because the people working in those transit centers couldn't communicate properly with the fucking patients, with the women, some of the women were given those contraceptive injections without proper informed consent. Okay. So they arrive in Israel, and then the people realize what's happened, that they weren't given informed consent, and a lot of women feel really fucking pissed off and everything. And then it gets put to higher ups. Doctors start to realize what's happening, and then they're taken off. Like it's solved. Okay, so that's what happened. No one was sterilized. There was no. But when you hear about that shit from leftists, you hear, oh, Zionism is white supremacist. It's European colonial white supremacist.
Preventing black babies from being born.
They sterilized as if you think there was some kind of fucking Israeli Nazi hunger plan to control the birth rates of Ethiopian Jews, which didn't even make fucking sense, because if you wanted to control the Ethiopian Jewish population, you'd have just kept them in Ethiopia. Why would you bring them to your country willingly, right? So the problem is, it's like, imagine someone learns that on day one. And then on day 2, they learn something else like that. And then 3, and then 4, and then 5. You are going to build up an image in your head that is completely divorced from reality, right?
For number 3, they would like go, because here, the problem is with this, there is some definitely really fucked up shit Israel done to populations. And then they if like one story is true, even for someone that's not even on the left or learning everything from the left, it's one story. Like, for example, the Mizrahim being sprayed with pesticide, right? I remember that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And it was fucked up and it was disgusting. And then they learn about Ethiopian, but then they already learned about the Mizrahim getting sprayed by pesticide, so they wouldn't put it past Israel for Israel to do shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes one bad story, and then Israel's the devil.
Okay. I'm going to read the thing that I wrote, because I think it maybe hopefully makes sense of some of it. So, based on that, like these examples, I think what I wrote was, personally, I think it's worth remembering that you can never underestimate how little a white American knows about the rest of the world. These are people who think the Ottoman Empire was the pinnacle of Muslim and Jewish harmony. They think Israel had a sterilization program for Ethiopian Jews, that the intifadas were mostly peaceful. They don't know that the majority of Israeli Jews are non-white. If they do, they think Mizrahi Jews only left their homes because Mossad agents blew up synagogues in order to scare them into making Aliyah. They think Hamas sincerely pushed for a two-state solution. They think the majority of Israelis support the rape of Palestinian prisoners. They think every single raid, airstrike, or special forces operation is just a completely random attack that aimed to target civilians. A couple of months ago, I covered IDF raids in Jenin and Tulkarem and decided to see how other left-wing channels were covering it. On the second day of the raid, I noticed that not one single channel had mentioned that 10 out of the 11 people who died were claimed by Hamas or Islamic Jihad's armed wings. Nor did they mention that these raids took place just over a week after a botched suicide attempt in Tel Aviv, also claimed as a joint operation by Hamas and PIJ. Instead, all I heard was some variation of indiscriminate attacks on civilians. The genocide has come to the West Bank, terrorizing the population. Ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing. Apparently, the settlers were eyeing up real estate in Jenin refugee camp.
It's something.
Paragraph 2. The point is, imagine that this was every single piece of information you consumed about Israel and Palestine. Would you not very quickly see Israel as little different from a modern-day Nazi state? And there isn't all that much nuance when you're dealing with a Nazi state. No one, in the right mind at least, considers the merits on both sides between Russia and Ukraine. Definitely not so for Nazis and their victims. When you rightly try to explain that Zionism isn't really the dirty word people make it out to be, or that Israel's enemies are not as great as they're made out to be, or that Israeli security concerns have some level of validity, all they hear is someone trying to both sides the slavers and the slaves. One more paragraph. Is that okay, Dan? Are you okay?
Oh, you just call us slaves.
Sorry.
Bro, like, okay. No, fine. One more.
Okay, this is the best one.
You're gonna be fucked when they solve the Israel-Palestine conflict. You're gonna be like, hey guys, you want to talk about Lebanon, and everyone's gonna be like, shut up, loner box. That shit is fucking old news. We're talking about China and Taiwan now, dumb shit. And then you're gonna have to learn a whole new conflict.
Don't worry.
Wow,
Loner,
like I've never fucking done
content.
that before. What the Russia? Never mind. I once heard someone quip that anti-Semitism is hating Jews more than is absolutely necessary. Israel has obviously done a lot of horrible things. Under this government, it has done and continues to do horrible things. But that's not really what the anti-Zionist crowd sees. Their view on Israel, as I see it, is a bizarre tapestry of blatant truths woven in with exaggerated truths, blatant lies, sincere human sympathy for Palestinian suffering, and an absurd bigotry of low expectations for Palestinian leaders, lingering shades of anti-Semitism, Orientalism, and downright ignorance. They can take an issue like territory and somehow hold the completely correct view that Israel is and wants to continue seizing land in the West Bank, but then can't seem to resist also claiming that the Israeli government is currently trying to conquer Lebanon as part of their promised people's Lebensraum from the Nile to the Euphrates. How many settlements were there in Lebanon during the 18 years of occupation again? None. In 2002, Israel fought a battle in Jenin where 23 IDF and 52 Palestinians, some of whom had led bombings of buses and kindergartens, died. Saeb Erekat, a prominent PLO figure, told CNN that 500 Palestinians had died, and the press spread it like wildfire. A British journalist equated the fight to 9/11. A Portuguese Nobel laureate compared Jenin to Auschwitz. A year earlier, about a week before Clinton left office, and as negotiators were making one more attempt to salvage the peace process, Arafat accused Israeli troops of attacking Palestinians with depleted uranium shells.
Hate watch Schindler's List.
It's no wonder that even before October 7th, there were years when the UN General Assembly passed more resolutions against Israel than every other country on earth combined. More than Syria, Sudan, Russia, even after the invasion, North Korea, and Iran. That's like my gist. That's my opinion on the left-wing anti-Semitism, as best as I can word it. Sorry if it took too long, motherfucker. Anyway.
Yeah, it did take fucking too long, bro. You got to learn how to be more concise with your statements. The problem is when you ramble, right? We don't know what I don't even. I think I hate Jews now because of what you just said. I'm not even sure. Am I supposed to? You got to be faster. All right. I know you can do it. So
Okay.
what do we really want to say? What do we want to say about the situation out there?
This is bad.
It was a joke. We got to talk about what's happening today. Okay, that's the real crazy shit that's happening. I don't know if I got like a real answer before. Do you think there's some sort of explanation as to why they would block Israel?
I did give you a good answer, actually. You just didn't take it. I said there's no steelman. Not even before the
Oh,
blocking.
so your answer is there. So there is no good reason. Basically.
Yeah, well, even before that, the steelman
I'm wondering
died.
if they're like, we don't want to support the war or something, but that would affect Palestinians too.
No, that's
so-
why I'm saying the steelman died when they unbanned Sneeko and Fresh and Fit.
Oh,
Okay, I might just, and this is conjecture and not really based on anything other than like us having a new law regarding internet in Israel, which is the privatization of ISPs. There's so basically the idea behind this law is the same way you have your phone service where you can just swap whenever you want in Israel to a new phone service. They want to do the same with internet, and you can just the idea is it's not the infrastructure isn't all built and ready yet, but they have so many new ISPs for different areas, and this benefited the Arab communities more. And like my family owns one of the companies in my area, and it's basically a lot more ISPs, and I'm not sure if that messes with the laws. Maybe I doubt like it would cause something like this because this has just happened yesterday and not like a year ago because this has been going on for a year now. So maybe that, but I doubt it.
well, I mean, people have been talking about it. It's just we haven't picked up it. Twitch probably, to be fair, I don't know how big it is in Israel. There might be like fucking,
I'm not rich.
Rabbi Shmuley.tv. I have no fucking idea.
It would be very telling if this had been spoken about by Israelis, even in the English-speaking media, for ages, but no one picked up on it because no one gives a fuck. Like, oh god, that's so bad. Again, that's another thing. Is like
you can see.
I mean,
posts
they spoke
on-
about it for a while, but no one picked on it.
You
Hey,
can see
Lone
posts
Nerd.
on Twitter from like at least a few months ago, people being like, "Hey, I can't sign up," and I get an error. Your country is banned, right?
Oh,
it's
from
not
a
like
few months ago.
Yeah.
Then it's possible it has to do with the privatization, but it still doesn't make sense.
the privatization.
Yeah, and like it's not really privatization, but like I said, they put in a new law that basically broke the mandate that fucking Basic has on all the ISPs. Basically, Basic is pretty much the only fucking.
You know, this is
SIP in the
only for
country.
creating an account. You can still log into your account. You can still stream. You can
Yeah,
still
yeah,
watch
exactly,
things.
exactly.
Okay,
But it's
so-
still, it has an effect on like every little minor fucking minimal thing. These do happen. So I doubt.
I have no
it-
idea what you're talking about. Do you know what he's talking about, Letterboxd?
No.
Okay. Again,
I don't either.
I
You're
told-
doing a very bad job of explaining this.
well, yeah, because
You said privatization.
Okay, well, I would explain better if you don't fucking jump in every 2
You're too
seconds.
slow.
Yeah, we have to take things slow here, or we'd get killed. So shut up and wait. Okay, now. Anyway, I'm talking about that there's a lot more different ISPs now, and it's fucking different. And like, I said, I don't know if it has an effect on it, but it could do with it, because this has been going on for more than a year now, but I've only heard about people not being able to sign up for Twitch just recently. So I don't know about you, but you said there's been a few months back where people couldn't sign up, so I don't know, maybe.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. The reason you gave
Well,
is
we don't live here.
there's more ISPs now, so ban because of that. That's the reason that
I
you've done it.
mean, was there any other service that did something similar? Like maybe if multiple services are doing the same, it could be something with the laws.
It's not services, but there was a problem with applications, but that shit got resolved.
What does that
recently.
mean? A problem with applications, like Microsoft
Applications
Paint?
on phones. Applications on phones, specifically on phones, and like shit, like there's some specific problems that happen on like certain devices that you wouldn't know about until you keep fucking testing and find out and fix them. Maybe this is a problem from Israel's side, or maybe this is it's most
There is
likely a problem
a-
on Twitch side.
There is support tickets. I don't know, but I can't verify the authenticity of them. But people posted things saying like, you know, sorry, you're not. I mean, there's one on the subreddit of someone who emailed in, but I don't know. Like I can't confirm any of this because I don't fucking live in Israel. But there is someone who posted an email. And the email says, I'm really sorry. The response from Twitch, supposedly, allegedly, I'm really sorry that you're having issues creating an account. We've reviewed your case thoroughly and can confirm that, unfortunately, you are not eligible to create a Twitch account. As a result, we are closing your case at this time. Best wishes, Twitch support. So there you go. I mean, if you want to,
Then given the reason
so there's
why,
this
right?
thing. Yeah, I understand. There is a Occam's razor for this. What's the most likely explanation? Okay, so first off, we can see right now, if you have a friend in Israel, tell them to go create an account. There's an error code, and the error code says blocked country IP. That's what it says. Okay, when you go create an account, it doesn't say like error VPN detected or error too many DDoSes from your neighbor. It says fuck
me, it
your
says-
country.
Well, no. For me, it said there was an error in creating your account. It didn't
Yeah,
say you're
because
not
I'm
eligible.
talking about if you're a tech person and you open up the console. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like here. Where the fuck do I put this?
I mean, we tried it with like 5 people in my server. It's like all the same results. So yeah.
Here, but I'm going to show you Lonerbox. Mr. Box. You mind if I call you that?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Fine.
There, if you can pull that image up on stream. So basically, the error that you're going to get is like, oops, there's a problem. But if you go and you view the actual response in like in programmer hacker view, you're going to see that the error is actually blocked country IP.
Yeah. I already showed this. We showed like 5 examples already. Yeah. We're way ahead.
Yeah.
Of them.
So I think it's I don't know what to say. I don't know what to you know what the better question to ask right now? A good discussion. What could Twitch do to make this stop? And when I say this stop, I mean me. What could Twitch do to make me stop? What do you think?
What, kill you? What do you
No.
mean make you stop? Make you
Oh
stop
my
looking
god,
into
now
them?
you actually have I'm fucking nervous now. Holy fucking shit. I'm
They
gonna
have,
turn into
I
Mr.
mean,
Girl
Luffy
and
the
like sleep
Houthi?
with a fucking shotgun.
You're gonna show up with Luffy the Houthi in a fucking propaganda video and a red triangle above your head.
No, like what really could we expect for them to do? Okay? Like what are we looking for? Okay, if this is a campaign of action trying to get a change, what change do we want? What do you think? What are our demands
What, for Twitch?
for Twitch and Clancy?
Like, I don't know how it works, but I'm guessing these are Clancy's decisions. Is that how it works? Does he just say who gets
Well,
unbanned or banned
when
from
you're-
a big level? Or
I would say that first off, there's a lot of people that I think don't understand corporate culture. I would agree that the CEO of a company doesn't have his hands in every pie that's possible. I think that's definitely the case. Something like banning a country, I think he absolutely would have to okay. Something like understanding what the Dr. Disrespect situation was, I think he would have to have known. Anyone who said he didn't know the reason of that situation is crazy.
Owner, I sent a screenshot in the side chat and I just did it now. Yeah, it says blocked country IP.
Yeah.
So I think Dan Clancy probably has to go. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can stay at the helm of this company because he's just too compromised. I
don't care about it. That's a throwaway email. Don't worry.
Okay.
I think the Twitch trust and safety team needs to be completely overhauled, and there needs to be transparency into that. I believe, the saddest thing, there is that reporter that I think works for Kotaku, and it's like literally wants to fuck Hassan. Have you seen that thing? It's insane.
No.
I think there may be that culture inside of Twitch's trust and safety. It needs to be overhauled. That's it. It needs to be. There is no explanation for the fact that yesterday I put in a report. I said, hey, this guy is a U.S. designated terrorist. You can see that here. Like house.gov/designated terrorist, whatever. He's streaming. You know who he is. You should ban him. I did that yesterday. He is still streaming today.
Yeah,
if I fucking if I say simp, I'll be kicked off of fucking Twitch in 15 minutes. What the fuck is happening?
So I think before you come up with demands, I guess your other issue is how do you get more people to talk about this? Isn't that like
that part? Don't worry about that. Let me show you something. This is just for you though.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just sending him something. Private memes. Sorry, or secret memes. They hate these things.
Okay. Let's see. Oh.
Don't read it.
I'm not reading it.
I mean,
I'm reading it quietly. Yeah.
Yeah, read it in your head.
Okay. Interesting. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that would be quite funny to see one of those.
Yeah, that would be quite funny to see one of those happening.
Can you imagine Hassan?
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, I want the content.
I know.
But you want so you wanted a steel man for why they decided to ban Israel. That's not.
No, I think I can steel man that myself. It's like, listen, there was a war going on there, and we didn't want any of these atrocities being streamed from either side. So we made the decision to ban the entire country from creating new accounts. Existing accounts were fine, but new ones we were unsure of. But it's still unheard of, especially when they don't do that for Yemen.
Yeah, no, I think mine's a little bit. It's more just like like so much of the fuck off. Wait, hang on.
That's me.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm just talking to Dan now. Okay. So I think another issue is that like internationally there's been this really strange effort, and I can't understand how it works, but the way that groups like the Axis of Resistance or Qatar or anyone else have been able to do such a good job at propagandizing in the rest of the world to the point where like so many countries in the UN General Assembly just get given this completely disproportionate understanding of what Israel's doing. And I think that probably, for someone who's kind of a bit ignorant, it makes sense to think that you would treat Israel in a disproportionate way, because like if you go to the Wikipedia, the fucking list of Israeli war crimes in Gaza is longer than the list of war crimes committed by the Wehrmacht, right? And there are, there's like 15 General Assembly resolutions against Israel before October 7th, and there's one for Russia and like none for Sudan and shit like that. So like, yeah, there's kind of like anti-Semitism didn't die in the West, let alone in all these fucking 100 or so dictatorships that just vote against Israel every single fucking time, right? Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, who was the dude who said the thing? He said, if there was a resolution on if Israel was responsible for the dinosaurs dying, it would pass 515 or whatever or something. Who was that dude?
I don't know.
What was the statement? You know what I'm talking about. That's a good fucking meme, right?
Yeah.
It is a good meme.
Have you not heard
because they're the only people old enough to exist at the same time as the dinosaurs.
I mean,
go away, Sam.
The dinosaurs weren't around at the same time as people, right?
No shit, Sherlock.
You sure? I don't know. Sometimes I'm arguing with people who believe that, so I was just making
Well,
sure.
yeah, you're American, so of course you argue with people that believe that.
The quote that I like is, and I read it in Shlomo Ben Ami's book, is when he says that anti-Semitism, the definition of anti-Semitism, is hating Jews more than is absolutely necessary. And I think basically
kind
everyone does that. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, it's necessary.
Wow.
I have plenty of reason. You already know that.
Okay, if anyone else wants to like
go.
contribute to this particular discussion,
Regarding the IP thing, I just talked to my brother about it. He said no, it shouldn't have anything to do with it. So yeah, no, my explanation or whatever I thought is not real, and it isn't. It hasn't to do with why Israel's blocked. So yeah, it's just from Twitch's side.
It's insane.
all right, take care, Seth.
Wait. One way to tell him to get out.
I don't know how this is happening. I'm just trying to think about trying to make it make sense.
What in particular doesn't make sense to you?
All the parts of it, I don't get it. Unbanning Sneeko Fresh and Fit.
Well,
like-
that's what crossed the line for me. That's more than anything
You-
else.
you know- you
makes
know
me
the-
think,
the thing that's
Jew
crazy?
hatred, yeah.
It's not like they're reformed or something, right?
Mhm.
Like a week ago, one of them was like saying shit about the Jews or something. Do you remember?
Mhm.
Like a week ago,
Yeah.
or like a few days, like insane stuff. Like they're not reformed; they're back. Banning Israel from creating new accounts. Tier list at TwitchCon. It's like in the mental gymnastics you have to do to make it not about hating Jews or not liking Jews when someone says, LOL, the last one is Zionist, by the way. Like the
Yeah.
mental gymnastics are Olympics worthy. So there's that. At TwitchCon, that happens. You have other streamers saying unhinged shit consistently with no punishment.
It's you have the
Like-
top.
like-
It's not just it's the top 3, 4, 5, 6 political creators on Twitch in terms of viewership support the Houthis. Like that's crazy.
I don't.
How much do you know about Dan Clancy?
I've done a lot of research lately. What would you like to know?
Is there anything that would lead you to believe that? Okay, I think if you're unbanning Sneeko and Fresh and Fit, I think you're like a Nazi, like right wing.
I don't. He's a Bernie bro a little bit. I have like a post of him saying that Trump voters are an idiot from 2016. He's talked about how the damage that Trump can do to the country. So he is not on the right.
Well,
I'll
being
say
a
that
Bernie
much.
bro in 2016 means nothing, though, right? Like those
Sure.
guys fanned out,
If I
but yeah,
were
there's more
Clancy,
evidence.
Yeah, like I have like
see
all of this shit
Sneeko or
archived. That's like
FNF as a
fucking.
threat to my ideology.
I don't know, it's
whereas
like-
someone like
I'm like Pepe
Destiny is-
Silva on the walls over here with
Is
fucking.
there any evidence of him getting dragged down a kind of like Islamic fundamentalist rabbit hole?
I don't know. I think that might explain it if he became more Islamic himself, and that he wanted to promote Islamic values on Twitch as a whole. That would explain almost everything, right?
Yeah.
Banning Israel, bringing back people that are critical of Israel, and protecting those who are critical of Israel. Yeah,
Okay.
that would explain it if he had become more Islamic himself.
There's if it's not that, there's this thing that communists have always had a really weird relation with Islamic fundamentalists. So when Hezbollah was born, like they murdered communists. They had chance against socialism because they hate the Soviet Union and shit. But later on, a lot of communists started to warm up to Iran and Hezbollah and the Axis and everything else because once the Soviet Union fell, they were alone, right? They didn't have any political power. No one gave a fuck about them. They're humiliated. Like they can't even in the financial crisis, they built nothing out of that, didn't they? So I think some of them still have this idea that's very foreign policy oriented, like this idea that I think they say imperialism is like the highest form of the highest contradiction of capitalism or some bullshit. And they basically believe that in order to solve any of the problems of the world, like you have to start with the big exporter of capital, which is America, and anything that's pro-America is the worst, and anything that's against America is good. And because Israel is connected to America, that's why they love fucking. That's why they've decided to get into bed with Iran and Hezbollah and all the rest of it, and they're very tolerant of fundamentalism.
Yeah, fuck. It's just I can't believe it happened. I feel like it happened quick. Actually, maybe not, because I feel like Destiny has been complaining forever about the unequal enforcement. But you know what does warm my heart a little bit? I'm going to send you a link and you can pull this one up. This does warm my heart a little bit, Mr. Lonerbox. There you go.
All right.
Click. Just you can pull that up on stream, and that is
We need to.
you know what?
We need to
Click
talk
click
about.
latest and just look at the times that are coming in, and just scroll down.
Do you think this is bots? Or,
No,
What?
no.
Can you
What
clarify?
you're looking at is an overwhelming feed of people that are now, from a guy who maybe got like 100 or 200 messages a day, is getting more than a message a second, or not a second, more than a message a minute right now. Okay, and it's from people in the press. It's from huge creators like Nick Merckx and fuck, I forget all the names of all the people, Donut Operator and everyone else. Like, it's starting to be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have banned Israel. That's a little-
okay, yeah, I got you. Okay.
Like, this is not just like, Destiny or you or anyone shouting into the void. Somehow Destiny has been able to mobilize enough people, and me, to mobilize enough people to actually make this matter this time. And I think that if we keep up the pressure, that they'll have to do something. It's getting too crazy. I've contacted every Jewish aid organization I know of, talked to some of these people on the phone because I had connections with them on LinkedIn. Like, basically on Monday morning, the amount of articles that are going to start dropping, it's going to be exciting. So yeah, because the great part is there's no excuse, and that's the best part. And the really best part is they're scared to do anything right now, so they're not banning Luffy. Right? They're like, shit, if we ban Luffy, that makes us look bad. Do we ban him or not ban him?
Well, if you ban him, then you have to. Then the people who support him, what does that say about them? Then that's
Yeah,
like,
that's
you're admitting
rough.
he's a Houthi,
Fuck,
right?
fuck. Wait, how do we explain this ban on Israel? Okay, hold on. Let me think for a second. What do we do? Oh, geez, this is gonna be a rough one because we're not banned in Ukraine or Russia, and we're not banned in Yemen. Can we just say that we fucking hate Jews? You think that'll go over okay? Like, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Is there any?
They removed the full TwitchCon panel. They removed the full TwitchCon panel VOD. You know that?
No.
Yeah, that one's gone from Twitch's official channel. No more.
I'm guessing. Have your investigations led to anything that would suggest Russian interference?
What, like fucking Dan Clancy is paid for by Russia?
Or maybe creators? Like the DOJ said, that would surprise me though. I know that Iran does try to fund propaganda in some forms to the West, but I don't know enough about the details.
Okay, I don't want to say too much, but I have had a member of the House reach out to me to set up a conference call about actually I don't want to say too much, but yeah.
Okay. That's good. I think
I'm not fucking with you.
I felt a bit deflated yesterday when Stephen was like, "It's not really worth going after because no one cares or anything." It's like,
not one of the crazy ones either. Not one of the crazy ones. One of the real ones.
Yeah, that was gonna be
probably no. It's so normal. Sorry, they are so normal that you don't even know. You probably have never heard of their name before. How about that?
Nice.
Dude, Dan Clancy's gonna send a fucking hit squad for me. You know that, right? Like, I am not suicidal.
No.
I am not suicidal. I enjoy living very much. Okay. If anything happens to me,
this is the first time I've looked up what Dan Clancy looks like.
He looks like a.
He looks like he's paid by Russia. I don't know. He just.
I liked what Ethan said about how he looks.
What did he say?
He said, well, what Ethan said is he looked like a guy that on his phone 2 times, had nothing but Coomer content. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know what would be the funniest shit?
He looks like the guy at like a fucking music festival
Dude,
It's like
I
a
just thought-
rave who's out there looking for like the youngest fucking 16, 17-year-olds to like offer them fucking acid. You got
yeah,
that vibe.
basically.
The guy
what
at the
about
corner
if
of the house
Twitch-
party selling weed to the kids.
I just thought of a bad situation that might happen. What about if in response to this, Amazon's like, listen, we've decided to shut down Twitch. And then everyone's like, hey, Dan, what the fuck? And they're like, ooh, my bad. My bad. YouTube's pretty cool. You guys should go to YouTube. Oh, there would be a lot of actually, you know what? I'd be a hero. Fuck them. A lot of people wouldn't enjoy it, but I don't care. You know why I don't care? Someone said something earlier like, Dan, going after sponsors is cringe, and I agree. It is cringe as fuck. It's like, but I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't know what else I can do, I think, at this point. Do you think that there's something I can do that would have been less harsh than what I'm doing right now before, like, the sponsors and making, like, effort posts and all that stuff? Like, is there something else I could have done in between that?
Well, it's like you said, it's just keeping things succinct. Like banning Israel for like the inconsistency of banning Israel from Twitch is like very straightforward, right? Banning Sneeko, it's to me, it's like it's things that left wingers can't even defend. Like those are the important like places to argue from for me, right? Like even on their terms, if you ban Israel from Twitch, it's like yeah, you've just taken 2 million Palestinians away from making Twitch accounts because that's the population within Israel, right? That's why whenever someone supports like Hezbollah or the Houthis or I don't talk about their anti-Semitism because if I'm talking to a leftist, like on their terms, like no, I'm talking about like you realize that these guys kill like 1 million times more Arabs than they kill Jews, right? Like it's so I feel like that makes it much more difficult for them to swallow. So yeah, I like my
Do you think
reverse
it
Unos.
could have been? Do you think it could have just been a rogue person inside of Twitch that like casually put the ban in for Israel? And then, like, somewhere in the docs, they're like, oh, we're just going to do this temporarily. We're seeing a lot of bot accounts from this area, so this is just temporary. And, like, no one followed up on it.
No, because that's just a less likely explanation than given the way that everything else has gone on Twitch.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Roger Waters, actually. The behavior.
Who's that?
The Pink Floyd fucking songwriter who has a hate boner for Israel. He would like if other artists were playing in Israel, he would like email them or call them out online and tell them to do better and shit. Yeah, he's mental. But he would also play in Russia after 2014. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they would have fixed it after a Twitch support ticket came in, but maybe I'm trying to be as charitable as I can. A ticket comes in, hey, I can't create an account. What's going on? And then the person's like, why can't, what's the error you got? Oh, the error, banned country. Oh, yep, sorry, this is not allowed. And just leaves it there. Maybe it doesn't get back to the original dude, like the rogue agent that went in and put it in. Is that possible?
I don't know anything about corporation structure, so would that be like is there any way that it wouldn't be negligence then if someone just a rogue person did it?
I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to let them get off the hook. That's like my thinking is I'm not like if you grant them that, does it matter with everything else that's happening, right? Like I'm not sure.
Again, if Sneeko and Fresh and Fit stay unbanned, like that's a really big line because it'd be really funny watching fucking Hassan trying to defend the unbanning of Sneeko and Fresh and Fit, but not Steven, right?
Can I say something, by the way? So I'm pretty sure Dan Clancy has done this, and it's despicable to me. I'm gonna try to word this cautiously, I guess. So Dan Clancy's last tweet that he has, okay, on his account, the last one he did, is in memory of a Jewish woman that I believe, at least I was told that she was Jewish, and her husband at least is. And it's this woman who worked at Twitch died. And I almost feel like he's done this to try and discredit people that are adding him now, like disgusting fucking Destiny fans that are adding me. Don't you know that a woman died? Like that's what I'm predicting is going to happen. I think that's the reason that this went to X like that. One of the family members reached out to me, supposedly. I mean, who the fuck ever knows with any of this type of shit. Yeah, I don't know. I have no positive will or benefit of the doubt that I want to give to this man anymore at all. I don't think you should comment on that particular thing. I think you should just at the CEO. Personally, I think maximum pressure is on the CEO. That's how you get shit done. You don't go, hey, at Amazon, at Twitch support, because that's a faceless, nameless nothing. If Dan Clancy is a man that we can point to collectively, everyone doing it and saying that this guy is the problem, this guy banned Israel, this guy is the issue, that's a guy that's going to have to take a fall. Okay, that's a face that's done something bad, and he can either change it quickly or he can go down with a fucking ship. And I don't give a fuck either way, honestly. But everyone was like, Dan, you're not going to do anything. You should tweet at Amazon. It's probably the dumbest thing ever. This guy cares about his name. He cares about the fact that someone set up a DanClancySucks.com website, which will probably start ranking #1 for Dan Clancy. And I hope it does. And I think that, like, if the #1 search results when you search for Dan Clancy is like Dan Clancy anti-Semite, that's good because he's overseen it. He is that dude that I forgot the name of. The first they came for the X and I didn't care, and then they came for the Y. He's that dude. So fuck him. I hope that it affects him tremendously because it was on his watch that this has happened. That he is completely and absolutely, without question, made the world a worse place. Not just for Jewish people, but for veterans, for people who care about America, for people that don't think America is bad. Okay, it's not just Jews that are getting fucking discriminated against. It's just literally anyone that's not a fucking terrorist sympathizer. That's it. It sounds stupid. It sounds so insane, cope like conspiracy shit. Okay, explain to me all of Israel being banned. Explain to me the terrorists streaming on the site after being reported. Explain to me the racial tier list at TwitchCon. Explain to me Sneeko and Fresh and Fit getting unbanned days ago saying shit about the Jews. Explain to me all of this. There is no explanation except for the one that makes sense. Occam's razor. Him and his cronies.
How political is his Twitter feed? Does he ever talk about politics on his Twitter?
I think he's done it on his stream. I haven't gone through and archived his past videos. I think he's probably talked about politics. As I said, his Facebook has some stuff from back in the day. I've archived his entire Facebook and all of his Facebook friends. I'd be interested in talking to some of those guys as well to get more information. So, the whole thing is to get it all before he shuts it down, of course, which is, why I'm saying now that it's already been got. But, in general, he's a terrorist to me, at least. So
I think ideologically, he seems like he's definitely in the campist hole. I think that's where he's getting it from. Just guessing. Yeah. And those guys are being dragged down deeper and deeper into the fucking pits because of by I guess the people they support, like Iran and shit.
The thing is, I hope I said this earlier, but I'm gonna say it again now. I don't want people banned. I think the best result is they just unban everyone. That's why I like. Fuck it. Let Sneeko and Fresh and Fit on. I actually have no fucking problem with that. And if they want to have their friends, whatever, fine. Fuck it. I mean, Twitter's surviving. But you got to let back on Steve. You got to enforce either you're going to enforce your rules consistently or not at all. That's fine. Choose, but you don't get to do what you're doing right now. Not without insane shit coming your way. That's it. Right? So you can choose to be like an Elon platform, free speech, all the other shit, or you can choose not to. And those are your two options to do. But what you can't do and not face repercussions is like, we're just going to allow terrorist shit to go on here and anti-veteran shit and everything else. And I'm like offended multiple ways. I'm a Jew. I'm old. I'm mentally disabled. And I'm a fucking veteran, okay? I have like so many of the check marks, okay? I'm probably close to retarded. So I'm being discriminated against. So
yeah.
I don't know what to say. I literally it's funny, but it's also I don't know, confusing. Because you wouldn't think it would never get to this point. Banning Israel is wild.
I mean, I'm still getting over the shock of left-wing reactions to October 7th, so that was a year ago. Yeah. But yeah, I can see why that, given the fucking information that those guys get, I can see why they would go to those conclusions. It's just a bit fucking, you think there'd be some reflection at some point. The Bernie bro
If
to
you know, yeah,
fucking Islamic
I would like to
resistance
know.
pipeline.
I would like to know the people on the trust and safety team. So if you know someone who works on that team, you can email me
Well, I don't know
the
anyone.
information.
I don't have any friends.
No, I mean I'm just saying in general. If
Oh,
someone in the
okay.
audience knows people who work on the trust and safety team, I'd like to know to interview them. I feel like that's a fine thing to ask. It's not like it's a fucking secret jihad council or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know the people on the trust and safety team. I would like to know who they are.
They
Not the fake one. People are saying Zizarin. That shit got dissolved. I don't even think they had any power. And in fact, Zizarin, I think, responded to the thread saying, "What the fuck?" before Livestream Fails deleted it of the racial tier list. So I don't. This is not on Zizarin. This is on. I don't know. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You know the fucked up thing. I do feel bad, especially for I feel bad for Ethan. I don't want to say
Yeah.
he didn't. I really feel like he did try to placate. You know, or it actually, that's the wrong word. I don't want to say that. He may not have been placating. I think he may be genuine in his view that he is not pleased with many of the ways that Israel handles the thing that they do, and that's a very fair thing to say. And he, at like no point ever, I think, was ever like even remotely close to like what I am or what Steve is. Like he would never have admitted to anything that like the crazy shit, or even you. You know, like you're like Ethan was such a lukewarm, safe take guy, right? He's like, yeah, this sucks. I fucking hate it that this happened. I feel so bad for the people in Gaza. You know, they shouldn't have killed those people. That sucks. Like he's saying shit like that, and like, yeah, and apparently Ethan was also critical of Israel like years ago as well.
Yeah,
And,
he
you
was.
know,
He's like his position on Israel is very far left, but
yeah,
it still
and they
acknowledges
came
Israel's
for him.
right to exist, and that's not enough.
They
That's too
came
much,
for
right?
him.
Yeah.
They came for him. It's unreal. And you know the problem is there's just like so much more of them than there is of us. That's it. Outweighed 100 to 1.
Well, it's just like the big fucking trend, yeah.
Well, no, I mean like actually in population as well, right? Like what is the worldwide, like, not that people who are Islamic are a monolith, and same thing with Jews, but just as a litmus test to look into it, like how many Muslim people are there on Earth? How many Jews are there on Earth? You know, it's like there's like 15 million Jews and billions of Muslims.
I don't even know if
or
it's like
something?
I don't even know it's Muslims and Jews. I think so many of these people are fucking like white
Yeah, I'm not even,
secular
but that's the thing.
leftists, right?
I'm not even counting. Like we're
Israel,
not talking about like college liberal arts students. How many of them are there?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like the fact is, like the Jewish state's fucking war with Christian Europe with the Christian West.
And then the
never
fucked up
ended,
part
you
is
know?
like half of Israel. You can't even count half of Israel because they're all self-hating as well. That's the meme a little bit. So I don't know, man. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be Jewish right now. Fuck that. Why? I wonder if Bad Bunny's getting unbanned soon.
That one I don't understand. Maybe she had like upset Hassan. Hassan's like, I want a little few extra streaming
Well,
hours.
she
Take her
did,
out.
didn't she? Wasn't there that clip where she was trying to hit on him and Hassan's really uncomfortable? That was a while ago. Mike from PA,
maybe.
he fell out with her because they used to date. She was alone out there. Even though she committed to the bit far more than any of the other ones. Look at this. You see this on my screen?
You'd never catch me wearing that.
Do you see this, Dan?
The Bad Bunny and the full fucking
Yeah. Like
John Lennon, whatever.
Like she just wandered out of a fucking Free Palestine gift shop.
That is funny. What I would say is that she like she fell over. No, there's a better way to say this. The gift shop one is good. What can we do? We can do something better. Like she tripped into a, what can you say? Like a box of, fuck, there's something. There's a better meme in here. Give me a second. I'll think of it. There's something.
She definitely got 10% off of all of these and thought she did the haggling properly. That's a joke for Middle Eastern people.
She walked out of a campus protest.
No,
No.
like it's like she fucking fell over inside of a Goodwill store inside of Yemen or something. I don't fucking know. I don't have a better one. I guess yours is good enough.
It's okay.
It's like,
Kind of
each one
everything,
of those
can you?
items too was banned, like ordered on Amazon next day.
Yeah.
2 day. Sorry. Amazon Prime. Kifa. Amazon Prime. Like, it's so funny. So fucking stupid. So fucking funny.
Have you been to Israel since the war, Dan?
No.
You should visit. It's really quiet now.
I'm all set. Thanks.
Loner's been here. Ask him.
I'm
Where's
good.
home?
You guys say, "Oh, it's fine, it's chill," and then I go to the fucking the Jewish guy's YouTube channel that does live news, and he's like, "Oh my god, another one's coming in! There it is! Oh, rockets, Wrath, there! Look at that one! Oh my god, there's so many! Look at the dome shooting!" I'm like, you know what?
Hey,
I think I'm all right.
remember what you said about watching that guy for Newslander?
Yeah, it's very high information. It's very stressful. Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! Wow!
Wow,
Hold on,
whoa,
wow!
whoa.
Wow!
Oh, wow, wow, look at that! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
He would
It's like-
stress anyone out, even if nothing's happening.
Oh god, this fucking degenerate fucking mollusk of a human being. Ugh. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's like it's still there's still a keffiyeh, right? So just like a different.
I have
What
one.
pattern
I have
is
one of
that?
these. I have one of those, but mine is mine's just a scarf. Is there a difference between a scarf and this?
A keffiyeh is just like a headscarf, yeah.
So it's just a scarf.
It's a scarf that you can wear in different ways, yes.
Yeah, you can
So
use
it's
it as a
they
fucking.
should just call it like a scarf.
Well, it's like its name comes from also the pattern on it. This like wouldn't be counted as a keffiyeh because the pattern's weird. It doesn't look like a keffiyeh pattern.
Yeah, but the keffiyeh pattern's like because like the Jordanian one's like red, isn't it? The ones that they wear
Red
there,
and
yeah.
white,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Palestinian one's black and white. And
Was it true that like Hamas used to wear like green keffiyehs? Like,
you're gonna have to ask Hamas.
okay,
I think I have an image of me wearing one of these. Hold on. Let me take a little
I
quick
got
look.
one.
See. Yeah, I think I have one too. Hold on. Taking a little stroll down Instagram lane. Possibly.
What the fuck pattern is that?
No, it's got to be on Google Photos.
That is a banger picture. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Oh my god, it can't. This is the perfect. It came up as my suggested picture too. Holy shit. Oh my god. Lonerbox.
Hmm.
I just opened Google Photos and it knew what I wanted. I think my computer is listening to me. Put that up on stream.
It's a bit subtle.
That was a
but,
story. That was like you open Google Photos and it's like, hey, this is you from blah blah blah. Get the whole thing in there.
Miami Beach.
Nice.
Who
Yeah.
the fuck wears
All right.
what?
You see what it says on that shirt there?
Slumlord.
Yeah, that's limited apparel shit right there.
Wow.
Thought that said "Come Lord."
Okay. There's like
does it not look like "Come Lord" to you?
Well, maybe if you're
I think people see what they want to see.